Hello, my dear apprentices of mathematics. This is your coach, Mr. Magno, with a lesson from the Module 6, the Eureka program. This is lesson 11. We're going to analyze patterns this time. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with reading the rule. Remember, the rule is always important to know. I think I'm going to zoom in a little. If you look at rule number one, it says triple x. So when we triple x, that means it's going to be three times the number x. Then we're going to triple it. That's going to be y. So for example, if we triple zero, then it's going to be zero. So that's going to be a zero. So that's the first coordinate pair. So if x is 1, then we have to triple the 1. So we have to triple the 1. That will be three of them, right? That will be, excuse me, 3. And the coordinate pair will be 1, 3. And if we have x as a 2 as x, then if we triple it, it's going to be 6. So that's going to be the next coordinate pair. And remember, I'm just following this rule. It says triple the whatever x is. So in this case, x is 4, so we have to triple it. 3 times 4 equals 12. So those are our coordinate pairs, and this is line L. All right, let's do some what do we call that? We're going to graph the line. So the first number is 0, 0. So it begins in the origin. The origin is always 0, 0. That means x is 0 and y is 0. Our second point on this line is 1 and 3. So x is 1. So we're going to go to, okay, let's see. This is 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, the scale is growing by 1. And on this side, let's see. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so it's growing by 1. It's increasing by 1. So we said that x is 1, so we're going to run to 1 and jump to 3. And that's where they meet. So here is the coordinate pair that represents that point on the line. Our next one is going to be 2, 6. So 2, we're going to run to 2 and jump to 6. And 6 is going to be 2 after 4. So that's going to be right here on this. We jump that way, and here is where y is 6. And here's the point, and the coordinates are 2, 6. Our next point will be 4, 12. So x is 4, x is 4. We're going to jump to 12. 12 is all the way to the top right here. Where see the number 12 is, that's where they intersect. So this is going to be, let me see, let me show you there. There it is, that's where they intersect right here. Here is 12, 4, 12. Now, again, we're going to create the line. Let me get my ruler. So let's create the line L. And notice that L is originated from the origin. And we're going to label this line L. Okay, so that will be the first line. All right, let's look at the second table, and we're going to fill it out right now. The rule says triple x, so we have to do the same thing we did on the first one. But then it says, then add 3 more. So if we're going to triple this, it's going to be 3 times 0 equals 0, plus it says to add at 3, so that's 0 plus 3 equals 3. There you go, our first coordinate pair. So we're going to triple 1, that's going to be 3 times 1 equals 3, plus 3 equals 6, because it says add 3, so it's going to be 6. That's our second coordinate pair. It says triple x to get a y, triple x, so that's going to be 3 times 2 equals 6. Then add 3. So 6 plus 3 equals 9. So our coordinate pair is 2 and 9. Triple 3, that will be 9. And then add 3 more, that will be 12. and that's going to be our coordinate pair, 3, 12. Now, I want you to notice something. The y is less starts in the origin, and on this one the y does not start on the origin. The origin is 0, and this is not 0, this is 3. Okay, so now actually x is 0, but y is not 0. So when a line starts on the origin, it has to have a coordinate pairs of 0, 0. Okay, so let's plot those lines. So it's going to be 0, 3. So x is 0 right here, and we're going to jump to 3. So that's going to be our point 0, 3. Our second point on this line is 1, 6. So we're going to run to 1 and jump to 6, which will be right here. This is a point 1, 6. And now we're going to do plot the third point, which is 2, 9. So x is 2. We're going to run to x, and we're going to jump all the way up to 9, which will be 1 more than 8. So that's where they meet. And here's going to be point 2, 9, and those are the coordinate pairs. Our last point on this line M is going to be 3 as x and 12 as y. So we're going to run to 3 and jump to 12. Let's see, where's 12? Well, 12 is all the way up here. See, there's 12 again. So here is the point, and we're going to label it 3, 12 point on the line. Now we're going to connect the dots and look at what happened to the line. The line is parallel to, line M is parallel to line L. However, is starting on the origin, it doesn't start on the origin, and is moving away from the x-axis. So it's going to continue to move that way as we increase y, the value of y is going to start moving that way. Okay, so let's look at our third line, and we're going to look at the, let me just purple this time, at the rule. It says triple x, so again, to get y, we have to triple x. So if x is 1, that 3 times 1 equals 3, and then subtract 2. So 3 times 1 equals 3, minus 2 equals 1. That is correct. So the coordinate pairs is 1 and 1. Our next number is 2. So we're going to triple 2. That will be 2 times 3 equals 6. Minus 2 equals 4. So that will be 2 and 4. And remember, the next one, I'm going to use this rule, and I'm going to use the number so you can clearly see it in your mind's eye. Okay, so it says that we'll have to triple x. So we're going to triple, I'm going to write it up here so you can see it. So triple x, and x is 3. I'm going to triple the number. And then we're going to add, and then add, no, subtract 2. So 3 times x is, we said is 3, right? So we're going to triple that one. So triple is going to be a multiplication. So 3 times 3 equals 9. And then we're going to subtract 2. 9 minus 2 equals 7. So that will be our y coordinate. So now we have a pair of coordinate pairs. Again, we're going to do the same thing. Triple 4, which will be 12. Minus 2, we're going to subtract 2, and y is going to be 10. So now x is 4 and y is 10. Now let's plot the number. Let's plot the line here. So the first coordinate pair is going to be, point is going to be 1 and 1. Let's plot that one, 1 and 1. Oh, look at this. So 1, you run to 1 and jump to 1. 1 is right here. So we're going to label this one here 1, 1 point. Our next point on the line is 2, 4. The coordinates are 2, 4. So we're going to run to 2 and jump to 4. And this is where they meet. It's going to be 2, 4. Our next point to plot is 3, 7. So x is 3. We're going to run to 3 and jump to 7. So 7 is one more after 6, which is right here. And here's the point. I'm going to label them 3, 7. Our last point to plot on the coordinate plane is 4, 10. So let's do that. We're going to run to 4 and jump to 10. And 10 is one more than 9. So it's going to be right here. So that's going to be 10. And let's label the point with the coordinate pairs. It's 4, 10. Now we're going to connect all the dots that make this line. And let's see what can we learn from this line here compared to the other two. So this is line N. So if we analyze this 3 lines, we can say that when y increases, it's the line begins moving upwards on the y-axis. It begins moving upwards like this on the y-axis when y is increasing. When y starts to decrease, it starts moving down away from the origin and to the right of away from the y-axis and going down on the x-axis. So that's what happens when these numbers, when you find the patterns and you analyze them. And you can also analyze them as you look at them over here. Okay, on this one, x is this is our starting point. And on this one, we notice that x continues to grow. And then we decrease y continues to grow and makes the line goes upward on the y-axis. And then when y begins to decrease, then the line begins to move to the right, uh, away from the y-axis. Okay, my friends, watch this video again. This is very similar to the other ones, but you have to pay attention to the patterns to understand where this line is going to be depicted or drawn. Your coach is signing out, wishing you again the best, and be good to yourself and pay attention and review these videos if it's necessary. Signing out, your coach, Mr. Magno.